Hey guys, it's Lori here. Hey guys, it's Lori here, a voice in the dark. This is my new series, Black and White, The Two Extremes, 4225. The USA in chaos or not. Hey, hey, some thoughts. We the people, all people, the greater good of all, we are the in-between, the black and the white, the two extremes. I wish it was that easy to just say, oh, it's black or white, it's this or that. But it's not. People, you and me, do not fit in boxes, and yet we still manage to be friends. We don't fit in boxes with each other or with our society, but we all seem to have a congruent thing that holds us together, and it's usually our heart and our goodness, our compassion, our empathy. That's what usually holds us together. And I think that's the main thing here is that is what holds the bulk of us together, is realizing and being thankful for everything we have and sharing and caring and um, paying taxes and letting the people that we voted in make choices on those taxes. And it seems like everybody was getting their fair share of something that they like. It isn't about one or the other getting their, holding it all. Never. It's about coming together and seeing all the needs laid out on the table. It's a damn budget, for God's sakes. We all know how the budget fluctuates periodically. And but it's also about taking care of us and our country first. And that was getting away from us. And I think that's where a lot of this Republican upset has been from in the first place. And I get it. And I believe that the left side, their compassion has always been more than enough to handle for all of us. And because of their goodness, they see everything as a positive and really do have trouble seeing anything negative going on behind our backs. And which we're finding out there was some. But back to us. We don't fit in boxes. Our government's never going to fit in a box. That's why I like democracy. It makes room for all of us. And everybody's supposed to make their fair share. So the corporate biggies, the billionaires need to pay their fair share of the taxes. There is no trickle-down economics. That's all bullshit. And everybody pays their share. All the middle class has supported this country, supported the poor, and supported the wealthy, and they're the biggest welfare agents in the country. But we've supported them because we wanted more jobs, we wanted more of this or that. Now they're not giving anything at all. They're not giving back to the communities. They're not giving decent wages or overtime. They don't want to pay overtime anymore, and there's just a lot of things that are wrong right now, and they aren't paying any taxes, and they need to pay local and state, and federal taxes. Anyway, the chaos. The chaos is needed at times so that we can stop the clogged cog, We stopped moving, we stopped accelerating, we stopped growing, and we needed a kick in the ass to get going again. And I think that's what the Trump and Musk and era is going to represent more than anything, is the kick in the ass that the world needed, we needed, to get back to good. not make it great again. We've always been great. But to get back to good again, as far as enough jobs so we can get the homeless off the streets. And, we got so many extra homeless because for the last 40 years, the last 30 for sure, heavily, a lot of jobs have been moved out of the country. And we lost a lot of good jobs, good paying jobs. And as those people fell down, they took the next best jobs. And that kicked the other ones down. And eventually there just is no more jobs. And so every time you sent jobs overseas, we lost people in the fray of things. And then no one wants to give them the benefit of the doubt when you still got a good job, but we kick them down as we go down, and that's what's been happening. And I think that if we all took a moment to see that clearly, it would be easier on all of us. It would be easier for both sides to see each other more thoroughly. But let me tell you something, without compassion in your heart and empathy, and granted, the ones on the left do have a little too much overboard on it, that they don't want to even notice that there is bad out there, and there is. And but in their viewpoint, there's better ways of handling it. You don't put them in shell shock because their hearts are so big. So Trump could learn a little bit from this, but I doubt if he will. But he could have learned to do this a little more gently. There's ways of doing things professionally and thoroughly and quickly without making it a big scandal. And drama queen that he is, I don't think that we'll expect much difference from him. But we can, however, expect more from ourselves. This is a roaring pivotal time for all of us as soul spirits. We have the opportunity to advance to a higher dimension, which it'll look about the same and everything. It'll just be a little lighter. The vibration's a little higher, so we won't be as, not everything's going to be exactly as solid as some of it seems, and the emotions will settle down. And there's other things, though, that your psychic skills will build up, and this and that, and the reading of minds, telepathy, and all that. So you got to be more conscientious with your own thoughts and your own feelings, and have a handle on them. And you'll be helped with that. But overall, the point being is that there is no black and white for us now. There's a lot of gray in between. And that gray in between is all of us. It's everyone. None of us have the same religion. None of us, some of us have the same religion, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean. It's that not all of us follow the same path. Each one of us has our own path to God, our own path home, our own path to ourselves, because that's actually who we're going home to, is ourself. And yet it's harder to get there when we hold judgments. Now, I've been holding judgment like anybody else against Trump and Elon Musk and all that, because, oh Lord, I didn't like it either. But what I'm realizing is that maybe that's how they felt that was the only way to actually get the job done, is put everybody on their tippy toes and turn them upside down and then, hit them with a bunch of crap. But I decided to let it go and give it to God, give it to Source, because I'm not the expert here. And even though I hate to admit that, because I like, thinking a lot, But I decided to go with my soul's wish. And my soul's wish is that we have a peaceful transition into 4D, 5D, and New Earth. And that we are trusting in the higher realms to guide us and help us understand what we're walking into, help us understand how it's all going to work, and know that we're going to be okay. And I think this is the biggest test of our faith that we've ever had. And I believe that it is the true time. If you don't have faith right now and you've never really known it, start practicing with the universe and start testing it, and it will assure you that it's got your back, because I guarantee it does. All you got to do is ask. And I've always told people, I said, take a thought about it. Just think about this. Look where we're at now, and everything we've been through, and we got through it. Okay. We're all still here, and we got through it okay. And I think that's the true test of understanding some faith and understanding that the universe has our back. But go ahead and ask the universe to prove itself to you. Ask God to prove itself to you. And it will. And that's where we're at. We are the gray in between the two extremes. And we need to look after each other. And I know from having professional speech classes that you're not supposed to say and all the time, but I'm doing this off the cuff, so you'll just have to bear with me. I was stuck on wanting to help everyone cross over, because this is a big jump for humanity. It's a big jump for the golden light beings to get their asses back home, if that's what they choose to do. But they have to remember who they are. And I was so overly concerned about it that I was actually going to lose myself in the rip-roar. And I realized that I'm of no use to anyone if I allow myself to get lost and fall. So I've decided not to allow myself to fall, so that I can be strong and good and be there for others when they need help. So just remember, there is no black and white. Those are extremes. Those are the extremes. And the rest of us all fall in the middle. And that we should support each other, because we don't fit in boxes at all. And we're all different, and I wouldn't want to give up my individual uniqueness for anyone. And I'm sure that's how everybody else feels too. So we shouldn't ask them to. But we do have to make space for other people. We have to make space for the differences. But overall, democracy is the only government that I've ever seen that makes space for the greater good of all and makes it fair across the board. Now, did it get out of hand? Yes. Does it get out of hand once in a while? Yes. And we get gently reminded of, or roughly reminded of, that it did get out of hand, and we need to toughen up again. So, love your neighbor, love each other, and the world is our neighbor, and we need to respect that. But we have a right to take care of ourselves first. So if we're bringing our work home so that our people can be taken care of, and we don't have to worry about them anymore, then we'll have that much more money to play with and to help with other people in other countries. So I love everyone. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next video. Lori out.